This trophy room still lies empty thanks to one team from last year in the Coppa Italia, that being Inter Milan. The one team that we feared more than any other last season denied us the Coppa Italia trophy in the final. We are at the quarter-final stage today, and we have the chance to knock them out of this tournament this time around. We are on course for the Serie A title. We are on course for a Coppa Italia trophy this year instead, and we are on course for a Europa League trophy as well. We may find out throughout the course of today who we have in the next round of that competition as well. Which team, though, depends on who you guys vote for at that time. So keep your eyes peeled for what's going to happen in the future. We've got the Euros with Belgium over the summer as well, but how many trophies will be in the trophy room by the time we get there? Inter Milan away to begin today, then Atalanta at home, and I'm not sure when the next round of the Coppa Italia will come if we get through. Also waiting for early February games in the Europa League as well for the round of 32, so that the round of 16 is drawn in the not too distant future. We have the chance to push on in that competition as well. So as it stands, Inter, Atalanta, Udinese and Torino today, although that is open to change, and hopefully we can change it. Let's go and win at San Siro as we did before. Inter Milan with new signings in their lineup. Anana at between the sticks in goal. Eden Militao at centre-back, new signing. The midfield four has Leroy Sané on the left-hand side, new signing in January as well. And Jonathan David up top. Inter have strengthened since we last played them. This might not be as straightforward as we found the last game against them. It was a relatively unchallenged 2-0 straightforward victory last time here at San Siro, as it was against AC Milan also. But with those three new signings in there, not that Jonathan David has started off electrically, they might return to their former powers as the team to fear in this division and in this domestic cup competition. I hope not, as we've proven to be pretty spectacular ourselves in all comps so far this year. But Pau Torres makes up for the mistake. Very well done, Pau. Appreciate that indeed. Indeedy. Out to Bukayo Saka. Out-muscled. Fairly so, though. Bukayo needs to get on the weights. Son into Vlahovic. He's caught in possession, though, by Wilfred Ndidi, but his teammates just giving it away. And Szoboszlai will find Chiesa. Unfortunately, without Vlahovic in the middle to aim for. I'm low on options, but it's a good block by Bastoni, I believe it was. Rumoured, of course, to be leaving Inter Milan to go to potentially Manchester United, I think it was, in the January transfer window yesterday on deadline day. But did he go there? No. So will he be adding to Inter Milan's defensive solidarity? Yes. And they are in here with Jonathan David. No! Thank you, Sergey. And we've gotten a free kick for something in the midst of it as well. Bukayo Saka's injured, actually, after being bumped off it a moment ago. Sorry, Bukayo. It wasn't my intention to hurt you, mate. It's always going to be difficult to deal with, but Alaba's done very well. And what a vital signing he's been this season. Absolutely brilliant in breaking up play in the middle for us. Locatelli wasn't bad, but David Alaba certainly has a little bit of extra special quality, doesn't he? And this would have been amazing if Milinkovic-Savic was onside. Great move. Brilliant finish. No goal. Oh, Saka, where you going? Thank you, mate. Spinazzolas will say, "Ta very much." Son will go again. Flat. Oh, Dusan, come on, mate. You are absolutely better than that. Bukayo Saka. Oh, they're doing well here. Inter. Bremer, that might have been a foul. Nothing giving. Spinazzola will just get rid of it. And we'll try and win that with Dusan. And he's done well. Chiesa has the runner of Dominic Szoboszlai. I tell you what, if I could have found the ball over, then maybe we could have been in. I'll look for the ball over again. This time looking for Son. Won't find him, but Szoboszlai could win this header, and he has done well. And Milinkovic-Savic's shot is relatively straightforward for Anana to deal with. But can we take the lead in stoppage time at the end of the first half? Oh, with a flying kick. Son tried, but failed. Free kick for Inter at the beginning of the half. Sergi Canales has come on for Hakan Calhanoglu. Change in the midfield. Oh, trying to outmuscle Jonathan David. Couldn't do it. He's held me off and he's put it in the back of the net. Are Inter Milan about to deny us the Coppa Italia for a second straight season? Unbelievable strength from Jonathan David shown there. I want to see it again. I thought I'd definitely given him enough of a shove there with Milinkovic-Savic to be able to get it off him, but no. I am, well, particularly concerned about the attempted save by Szczesny. That is not his finest hour, I think we shall say. Yeah, not his finest hour at all. To be fair, I've gone to nudge Jonathan David there with Milinkovic-Savic, and he's just, because of his pace, gotten a little bit away from me, and I've kind of pushed him in his midriff rather than shoulder to shoulder, which is why he's able to ride the challenge. But that shot, as it comes in, is... yeah. It is what it is. At least we have time to try and find an equaliser. Son, Alaba, Milinkovic-Savic. There's Dusan. Runners around him. Son is through that gap. Heung-min Son in the box. Just need to find someone to tuck it home. And with the deflection, it does go in. But that deflection came off the arm of Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. As Jonathan David goes off. And they bring Wissam Ben Yedder on, I believe it was. Oh, man. How unlucky can you get? The shot probably would have been saved. And has he even hit his arm there? If it has, it's only brushed it. He moves his hand out the way. It's... oh, it has hit his arm. Is that harsh? Should that goal stand? Oh, I don't know. You can understand it either way, I think. But perhaps my bias for my own team is getting in the way there. It does strike his arm. And if I were the defending side, I'd be screaming, that's come off an arm, ref. And it has had a direct impact in the scoring of the goal. We've had the ball in the back of the net twice here against Inter Milan. Neither have counted. And again, it's the pace of Sané. But the strength of Bremer comes out on top this time. Mr. McKennie's on his bike. And he's got the legs on Barella, it seems. Vlahovic will come short. And then there is Szoboszlai. And look at the runners around me. Son, just keep it away from the defence. Keep it away from the defence. Come on. Find a teammate. Milinkovic-Savic. Here's Dusan. There's Chiesa. And there's an equalising goal. Calm, composed, top quality play. And we have ourselves an equaliser through Fede Chiesa. Finally, one actually counts for me. Barella. Out wide to Sané. By Matt Ravinci is able to keep it in play. Bastoni, Barella. We're not the only ones that have been playing it around with confidence and composure, are we? Sané to Ben Yedder. With Sam. Good block by Bremer. Still Ben Yedder. Still Ben Yedder. You knew it was going to go in. Daniel Marlon, with such shot power, fires into Milan. Back in front again. I don't know how many times I need to tackle Wissam Ben Yedder to actually finally come away with the ball. But the shot power on this, as soon as it left his foot, was already past the keeper. There is absolutely nothing that Szczesny could do about that one on this occasion. Let's bring Pogba in there. And I might bring Zakaria on. No, I'm not. I'm not going to bring Zakaria on. I'm going to bring on Cristiano, though, for Dusan Vlahovic. He has been our saviour previously. I need you again, Cristiano, please. Building forward, but we should be able to get to that and have done. Szoboszlai has Alaba. Alaba looks for Cristiano. Cristiano will look for Fede Chiesa. And is he for a second time perhaps going to help us get level in this game? What? Onana? Are you sure? Dominic has to bury that. I don't know whether it's because the goalkeeper's insane or because Szoboszlai hasn't been good enough there. But that has to end up in the back of the net. This is unbelievable football from Inter Milan as well. And time is getting away from me now. Joaquin Correa. It's going to fall for Joaquin Correa again. And Ben Yedder, I've got 3 minutes. I need a last gasp equaliser. And I need it now. Oh, Cristiano's not locked onto the ball as it's coming towards him. I am going to go out of the Coppa Italia. We will have to come back to Italy to win this trophy again. Inter Milan beat us in the final last year. Inter Milan beat us in the quarterfinals this year. Despite my having the ball in the back of the net 3 times. I can't believe Szoboszlai hasn't scored, to be completely honest. I can't believe Szoboszlai hasn't scored. Well, we scored 3 times but lose 2-1. Udinese beat Bologna in their game, and that means we will definitely be playing Atalanta and Udinese and Torino in the rest of today's episode. But that was the risk, and that is the beauty of this save style in a GloryHunter. We can hopefully see through the Serie A title, hopefully still win the Europa League, and come back to Italy later down the line to go again for the Coppa Italia, knowing that is the sole trophy that we have to win here in Italy remaining now. That is super frustrating to concede the first goal in the manner that we did, to have the ball in the back of the net 3 times, and to lose by 2-1 and miss that chance with Szoboszlai. I don't know what else I could have done there. I put lots of power behind it and aimed it at the corner, and Anana's come out with a worldie. With 14 games to go in the league, we are 5 points clear. Let's go and play Atalanta and make that more. Atalanta with a 3-5-2 that has their midfield with 2 DMs and a cam. Musso in goal, Okoli, Demiral and Badiashile at the back, with Martin Darun and Edson Alvarez in those holding positions. Joachim Mehler on the right and Adamola Lukman on the left, with Pasalic at cam. Malinovsky and Borja Iglesias up top. Ronaldo at striker is the only change for me from the defeat to Inter Milan. Absolutely gutted with that, but it obviously means that we have to come back to Italy later down the line, so we will be managing someone else in Serie A at some point in this save, but we will move away after this season to pastures anew. Oh, and it would have been a dreamy start if we could have fired that in with Ronaldo. That is a ping from Badiashile, and a good header by Martin Darun as well, who's a long way forward from CDM. But if they're going to be pushing their defensive midfielders that high up, then surely it will only open up space. In behind, finally. Thank you, Fede Chiesa. That is a wonderful finish. We lead by a 1-0 at home against Atalanta here in Serie A. The home run continues for the board objective, but we're certainly performing much better in the league than we were last year, aren't we? Brilliant assist by Heung-min Son. The power on the pass was vital in creating the opportunity, and Fede Chiesa scores his not going to tell me goal so far this season in Serie A. I don't think he nor Vlahovic have been as prolific this year as they were last, but they're still scoring goals. And Chiesa, I'm actually genuinely getting on with this season, whereas last year I found him a little bit wasteful in played games. Dusan Vlahovic is still a bit awkward and a bit cumbersome to try and play with, but we're still very much in love with Spinazzola at left back, for sure. He's just so good. Or Harry Iglesias. Nice ball out wide to Joachim Mehler. Nicely tackled by... Whoa! Martin Darun. Nicely tackled by Martin Darun. Pasalic looking for Borja Iglesias. Bremer steps in and will... Whoa! Get rid of it. That was a poor pass. At least he's intercepted it and managed to win it back. Goals elsewhere. Trying to squeeze that to Ronnie. And will lift it for Szoboszlai to get on. I see Chiesa at the back post. And that is, quite frankly, not the drilled pass I was after there, if I'm completely honest. Pasalic got a bit of pace about him, but Alaba will, in the end, get the ball. Ronaldo will lift this, and Chiesa's in, and Fede, it's a tight angle, but it's a very, very good finish again. Fede Chiesa, you have won me round, my friend. You have won me round. 2-0. Martin Darun into Mehler and Malinovsky, and here's Pasalic. Brilliant goal. Very well done, Borja Iglesias. Immediately fires them back within a goal of us. And if they do that anymore, then I'll be in particular trouble. They just always had an extra man across. Unfortunately, never mind. That's why we'd already scored 2 to ensure that we are safe against moments like that. Let's go and extend the lead again, though, if we can, please. Just to ensure that if there is another moment like that, I'm still going to get the bloody win. What a run that is through the middle there from Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, but I can't squeeze it to him. We could still, however, create here. I've got enough bodies forward here to do so. And Ronaldo! See! That's 3. And again, boom, boom, see! We're back 2 in front. Badiashile. Nice 1-2. Badiashile to Demiral again. Into Alvarez and across to Darun. They're doing it again, Atalanta. They're doing it again. Szczesny with the save. This could be nowhere near over, even in the 44th minute and at 3-1. Oh, thankfully, Pau Torres does still get to that. I'm trying to get to that with Chiesa, and it hit Pshalic's arm. We'll have a let-off, thankfully. It's 3-1 still then, as we approach and head into half-time. Although, yep, it will be 3-1. Spinazzola into Szoboszlai. Tell you what, their press, Atalanta, in this second half has been pretty difficult to deal with, but their backline's opened up. It's another, oh God, Jesus Christ, break your skull on the post, why don't you? That's another dodgy goalkeeping animation. That was relatively straight at him, and he's done what Szczesny did in the game against Inter. He's just kind of, maybe that's not quite Sabias as the one against Inter. In real time, it looks a little bit awkward, but actually that's further away from him than the Szczesny one in the game against Inter. Zakari makes it 4-1, and we will certainly be staying top, please. Now, if Lazio could drop some points, that'd be lovely, because we're well clear of anybody else outside of Lazio this season. The Serie A title race has been so much less competitive than it was last year. That hit Bremer's arm. Never mind, it's full time. So, I'm obviously very happy with that. It means that the Serie A titles should hopefully be wrapped up relatively straightforwardly. As Lazio beat Venezia away from home. So, okay, still 5 at the top then. With Udinese to come next away. That one I'll sim so that I can play the home game against Torino and ensure that our streak of home unbeaten games continues. Not obsessed with any of the runs that we're on at the minute, other than perhaps maybe that unbeaten home stretch that we're on. But it's thankfully, thanks to our league position, it's not the be all and end all anymore. Last year, I was having to go out my way to complete any of those objectives just to make sure I kept my job. But I think actually that streak of 9 is what we're currently on. So if we're able to avoid defeat against Torino, which we certainly should be able to, then we absolutely will be able to get that streak and that tick. So, well, let's go to Udinese first and take it one game at a time. Udinese on 22 points, which at this stage of the season says to me they're not having a very good year. They're down in 17th. Genoa, Benevento and Cremonese are the 3 in the relegation zone. Udinese just 3 points above them. Torino, albeit it's a home game, but they are the better of the two sides. So I think it makes sense to sim this one and not that one. But with the way that sims have been this year, who knows? At least we remain undefeated, but having drawn it, it means that the gap to Lazio has dropped to 3. We're still 16 points clear of AC Milan, though, so we don't need to worry about anyone other than Lazio. I don't know when we play them next. In fact, I could have a quick check so we can find out what the future holds. It's not until the very last episode of the season. Inter Milan at home on the final day. Might be one where we celebrate the league title. Or again, Inter Milan might deny me the opportunity to win a trophy. I certainly hope we'll have had it sewn up before then, though. Let's take it. I just did training, didn't I? What the hell? Let's go and play Torino at home. And I do believe if we're able to avoid defeat in this one. Oh, is that the Europa League being drawn? It is. Sevilla away. Okay. Or Sevilla away in the first leg. Obviously, we have to play two legs. Sevilla's not a straightforward game at all. I'd be intrigued actually to know who's left in the competition, because of course some teams have come down from the Champions League. Those that finished third in their group will have dropped to the preliminary round. Sevilla, one of those. They got the better of Benfica on penalties. And now we have them. So, Leverkusen, good side. Tottenham still. Sevilla, good side. Dropped down from the Champions League. Sevilla and Spurs. No, Spurs might have been in it from the off, I think, actually. Arsenal and West Ham. Some really strong sides still left in that. I might have got myself a little bit confused there between this save and the My Player over on the second channel. Regardless, let's go and beat Torino. Not just avoid defeat. Let's go and beat Torino. And hopefully maintain the 3-point gap at the top of the table. If not, get it back up to 5 again. Torino with a 3-4-2-1. Milinkovic-Savic back in goal for them now. Izzo, Zima and Per Schurz. Singo, Ilkan, Ritchie and Karamo. With Funtas, Defrel and Nsame as their front three again. Bremer out to McKennie as we look to start the game with an early goal if we can. Chiesa to Alaba. Szoboszlai was calling for it. And he may eventually get it here around the corner. And Onis... Oh! Went for the Trivella. If he wasn't quite trying to be quite so fancy, he might have just been able to get the shot away there. Chiesa on his left. Which is kind of what I wanted Szoboszlai to do. First time around. Never mind. We've got the corner. I'm not going to get to that, though. Oh, I could get to that one. That hit a hand. But unfortunately, it's handballs on for everything but penalties. Because most of the time, some of the handballs you get penalties for are pretty... not pens, if you know what I mean. They're very much not penalties. That one, however, would have been one of the stone wallers. He's jumped with his arms, and it was definitely a penalty. Szoboszlai rides the challenge. Probably should have played the pass to Chiesa, but we'll keep the pressure on. See if we can't find ourselves a goal to go in front, this time from a set piece. Szoboszlai, Alaba doesn't score many, and won't be scoring now. Good header, Milinkovic-Savic. He's done well there. Szoboszlai. Chiesa, it's Vlahovic, and Chiesa again, and Dusan. Great finish. We lead by a goal to 0. Wasn't sure that was actually going to reach him, to be completely honest, because sometimes you try balls like that and they kick it super slow for some reason. But on this occasion, Chiesa actually plays the pass that I wanted him to, at the pace I wanted him to, and it's buried nicely by Dusan. There's not really much the keeper can do about that from such close range. With such shot power, just needed to make sure it was the right side of the defender there, Vlahovic, and duly did so. Thank you very much, my friend. I thought, to be honest, I could have gotten to that. I'm surprised that Bremer decided to go for a tackle, and by doing so... Oh, my God, Wojciech, just catch it, mate. Bremer went for a tackle there and just sidestepped rather than actually just putting a tackle in. Defrel has now won that off spin at Sola, and we're having a bit of a funny 5 minutes back here, but we've gotten it done in the end. So it actually stopped trying to just randomly fly in for diving tackles. Oh, I had to give it a go. I had to give it a go with so much space in front of him there. Don't use the power shot that often, actually, but I don't know whether you guys do. You'll have to let me know in the comments section. Alaba, I'm trying to get him to sprint towards that, and he's just jogging at half pace. Son. Chiesa. Oh, went for the cheeky Trivela. Didn't work. Can we knock that down to Szoboszlai? We'll just stay at 1-0. He's around the outside. He's turned me well. And back there is Defrel. I just don't deal well defensively with moves like that. Milinkovic-Savic just lets him go, just stands and watches. And I'm trying to get a block in, which way it looks like he's just kind of stand tackling thin air. Because I'm pressing the B button, trying to block what I'm anticipating is going to be a shot. It's just not a shot in the end. And they play... Okay. And they play a pass. Good block that time. Chiesa will try and set us up for a goal to go back in front. Hey! Dusan with the overhead kick, or scissor kick at the very least. Unnecessary, but effective. 2-1. Singo picked off. Singo picked off. First half hat-trick maybe for Vlahovic, or maybe 2 goals and an assist. Szoboszlai in. Szoboszlai goal. 3-1 again in the first half. Seems to be a familiar scoreline today. We could have scored 3 against Inter as well. That still hurts, really. That still very much hurts. We will have to come back to Italy to try and win the Coppa Italia again. With someone else. I don't know, it might even be 4-1. No. Spinazzola to Milinkovic-Savic at the beginning of the second half. Surely we can get Dusan Vlahovic a hat-trick today. 45 minutes to score just one more. Oh. Oof! I just held my breath there whilst we waited for Milinkovic-Savic to wind up. We've gone and scored a fourth again. Look at us go. Why could... Typical about the Inter game though, isn't it? Scoring goals freely. These ones count as well. Cadamo out-muscled by McKennie. And Bremer forward into the path of Chiesa, keeping it in play. Szoboszlai with a heavy touch. Let's get Dusan a hat-trick, shall we? Oh! Ho, ho. Torino are being put to the sword here. 5-1, and we're not even at the hour mark yet. If only Inter Milan were this easy to play against, we might well be getting all 3 trophies this season. I think the Serie A is going to be coming our way this year. Well, hopefully it'll be... Well, I'd imagine it's probably going to be one of the Milan sides we end up taking control of later down the line to try and win the Coppa Italia finally in this save. But obviously we're going to look to move elsewhere after this season to try and pick up trophies in pastures anew after we, fingers crossed, get the trophy for Serie A this season in this save. We may end up not getting a number of trophies by the end of the save, but this is turning into an absolute rout. 6-1. Maybe Szoboszlai can get a hat-trick as well. Just kicked against me. Szoboszlai with a little bit of a fancy turn. I brought Cristiano on off the bench for Vlahovic, and Szoboszlai is in to maybe get himself a hat-trick. Why would you Travella that, mate? Come on, pal. Singo. Oh, it's nicely finding Nsame. And arriving is support, and the keeper can't get there. It's 6-2. Simone Verdi pulls them back within 4 of us. Biggest victory of the save. This. I don't think we've scored 6 before. We've scored 5 a couple of times. But to do it against your local rivals is quite something special, I think. Ronaldo will look for Szoboszlai and fail to find him as we're still continually trying to get a second hat-trick out of today's game. Sonny Boy in there. Ronaldo will look for Szoboszlai again. He'll find Chiesa. We could have 7. We do. 7-2. Sonny Boy. Jesus Christ, Torino. Sort your lives out. Fountas. Caramo. Verdi. I mean, I think that's a foul if we're being completely honest. Alaba to Chiesa and Ronaldo. See you, pal. Out to Chiesa and Ronaldo on a look for Son. Are we going to get 8? 8! Oh, an 8-2 be a Torino fan! Dearie me! And Vlahovic has 3 goals and 3 assists. 6 goal contributions in 1 game! Dusan! Where's that come from, mate? You've not done that before. With less than 60 seconds to go, Torino fans will hate to see it. We can make that 8-2 pun as many times as we like. But what we hate to see is us going out of the Coppa Italia. As great as an 8-2 win feels, it's not as good as a trophy, is it? Not to worry. Certainly helps our goal difference. Not that that's really that important. 17 shots. We definitely could add double figures. Let's hope that Lazio drop points in that particular match day as well. And we've put ourselves in a one. How is Dusan scored 3 goals and got 3 assists? How is his morale only content? What is happening? Maybe because I've been... How is the team's morale only content? I guess the defeat in the cup, but come on. We just won 8-2 and everyone's like, oh, I guess I'm alright. Fucking hell. Right, we will look to significantly improve our European performances for next episode, Cremonese we can sim actually, and then we'll play both Sevilla games. And I'll probably sim Hellas Verona as well, and play Napoli as the third. And then we'll wait and see when the next Europa League games come, provided we make it through, which we should do against Sevilla. I certainly hope so. Anyway, Venezia to end the month, and then, well, there's not long left to go in the Serie A season. We will have a new club in the not too distant future in the league. Oh, Lazio didn't only drop points, they dropped all of their points. They lost. Yes, thank you, Lazio. I very much appreciate that. We are 6 points clear at the top of the table with 11 games to go. Well, at least things in the league are going according to plan. We will, and I'll put this on record now, we will light up something in the trophy room at least once this season. The Serie A trophy surely is going to come our way, and we'll try our damnedest to get the Europa League as well. We're still going to have the Euros with the opportunity to win that with Belgium in the not too distant future as well, so we could be lighting up 3 different areas. Would have loved to do 4 though. Inter Milan are just my nemesis so far in this save, but there will be more. There will be more to come, I'm sure. We may even end up at Inter. Perhaps Inter will be the club that we do win the Coppa Italia with, regardless. That's all for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Do drop the video a like. I'd very much appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you later.